Hey guys, welcome back to Hilldale Tom's channel. So, today we're talking about something that's become a really significant part of my life lately, and something I know a bunch of you have been curious about, the carnivore diet. And honestly, when I first heard about it, like only eating meat, my initial thought was, seriously, that sounds intense. But the more I looked into it, the more I heard from people who had tried it, the more intrigued I became. So, I decided to jump in, and let me tell you, it's been a journey with some unexpected twists and turns. I'm not here to preach or say everyone should do this. My goal with this video is just to share my personal experience, what it's been like for me, the things I've noticed, the challenges, and honestly, some of the pretty surprising benefits I've experienced. I've learned a lot about my own body and how it reacts to food, and I think sharing that journey might be helpful or at least interesting for some of you. So, stick around because I'm really excited to finally talk about this and hear what you guys think. So, where do I even begin? I guess the first thing to address is the why. Why did I decide to try something as restrictive as the carnivore diet? For me, it really stemmed from feeling, well, not my best. I was dealing with weight issues, joint discomfort. I'd tried different approaches, made changes to my diet before, but nothing seemed to consistently make a real difference. I kept hearing anecdotal evidence from people who had found relief from similar issues on a carnivore diet. And while I was skeptical, the idea of an elimination diet this extreme, focusing on nutrient-dense animal foods, started to become more appealing. As a way to really reset and see what was going on, it felt like a radical experiment and honestly, a little intimidating. Giving up fruits, vegetables, grains, sugar, and such felt like a huge hurdle. The thought of social situations, eating out, all of that felt overwhelming at first, but the potential for finding some relief and clarity about what foods might be affecting me was a big motivator. So I decided to commit to a specific trial period and see what happened. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty of those first few days and weeks, because honestly, that's where the biggest adjustments happened. The very first thing was the mental shift. Going from a varied diet to essentially just meat, salt, and water was a complete paradigm shift. My meals became incredibly simple. Breakfast was usually eggs and bacon, or steak. Lunch was often leftovers from dinner, which was usually some form of red meat, ground beef, steak, roasts. Physically, the initial phase was a roller coaster. There's a well-known term in the carnivore community called the keto flu, or carnivore flu. And yeah, I definitely experienced some of that. For the first few days, I felt a bit lethargic, maybe a slight headache, and some cravings for carbs were definitely present. It felt like my body was going through a detox, or a major adjustment period. It wasn't fun, but knowing that it was a temporary phase, and a common experience, helped me push through. Beyond the flu symptoms, my digestion went through some changes too. It took a little while for my body to adjust to processing primarily fat and protein. This is something you definitely need to be aware of if you're considering this way of eating. It's not always smooth sailing right away, but as I moved past that initial week or two, things started to stabilize. And that's when I began to notice some of the more positive shifts. Thank you, and please comment if you want to know more.